They've scored 2.8 goals a game. In contrast, Djurgården has scored 3.2 goals a game. At the line, Dahlin into the circle. The shot from there hit a man in front. Bounces to the near side. Played across, and now the drop pass leads to the one-timer as the teams return to even strength. Penalty kill, but they score right after. Back to 5-on-5 and back to even terms. They thought they got through the hard part, but they weren't ready for Timrå to keep pushing. At even strength, this one fired from distance at a body in front and fell very kindly for Dahlin. And he slams it in. Pooley lost sight of 54, and that's a problem. Become a regular in the top division until 27 years old. Spent a lot of time in hockey at TAN and then hockey Allsvenskan. Played to the middle. Hartman's got it, swarmed by blue jerseys. Ahead on that left side. Hartman back to gather. Djurgården at Örebro on Tuesday. Timrå goes home to take on Rögle on Tuesday. Good matchups everywhere you look. And an interesting start to the season. This one played into the near corner. Terms up the boards. They'll work down the line to keep it in. Pressure on the puck once again. It looks good on them. They peel off to make it tough to transition. This is that Josefsson line, the top line, with Victor Eklund and Charles Ludon. Canceling out the opener from Jakob Josefsson. Assist on that one to Victor Eklund. Josefsson was first since returning after a 4-year absence. And the goaltender for Timrå, Jakob Johansson, was shaken up in a collision on the opening goal for Djurgården and has since left the game. He stayed in following the goal, but shy of 9 minutes into the first was replaced by Tim Juhl. Timrå working it to the line, snapping it from distance. Interrupted off the boards and ahead. And on the march, Djurgården to the line and across. Heavy bump down low. Pressure though by Djurgården to stay on the puck. Good puck pursuit from Eklund. The crowd calling for something from the official. The only power play of the game has belonged to Timrå. They didn't score on it, but scored right after as the teams got to even strength. Udon with a pass that got deflected. Chasing back after it. Big bump in the defensive zone on Pooley, but he does enough. And Philip Holm controls. Holm signed just before the start of the season, played with Rapperswil Jona last year in Switzerland. Out of the one game in the NHL with the Vancouver Canucks. Played in KHL, well traveled, but learned his craft at Djurgården. Off the ball there, trying to get a shot to the net. Is redirected, taken on the far side. Good puck pressure. Djurgården coming up with it, spinning with it, Brodin. Looks it to a teammate supporting. Angle shot there, doesn't get to the cage. They're back on it again. Much better from Djurgården late in the period. Can they find a way to get the lead back? Intercepted at the line. Legia goes to the far boards. Gonna turn the corner and get to the net. And good defending prevents that from happening as the second strain in the opening period. Didrik Stromberg, better team 5-on-5. Just how the bulk of the period was played. Off the boards and ahead, the pass missing the mark. And a bit of time with HV71 before his signing with Djurgården. A shot from distance, knocked down in front, the rebound gathered. Getting a chance to pick it off, Joe Snively, and he's on the move. Snively's backhand pass ahead. Tracked down in the corner. Worked to retain possession, swept to the line. Gustav Lindstrom played it into the corner. He led his team a nice time in the first period, did Lindstrom. And just short of 7 minutes. pressure up ice here from the home team. Driven from distance, goes wide, comes off the end boards. Trying to catch up was Anton Frundell, the Blackhawk first rounder. Just couldn't get to it. And Lindstrom will help the boards and just chip station to station here for Djurgården. Doing what they can to get in the offensive zone, and Udon knows what to do when he gets there. Plays it in front. That one needed a good stick defensively. Berg got himself into the right spot. The back of the goal, Djurgården looking to get it out front. Josefsson was waiting for something that is. Didn't come his way. Lalejia to the far side. Now a nifty move to create a little space. Comes to the near boards. They'll go top of the circle. Effort towards the front of the net from Victor Eklund, and now Eklund gets it back on his blade. Makes a pass, top of the circle, the shot goes wide. Lalejia was there, just didn't get anything on it. Good shift from this line. Josefsson and Eklund and Udon have been difference makers for Djurgården. They're looking for more of that. Lines 2, 3, and 4. Pedersen snapping it around. More to go along the boards. Eklund sends it deep. These guys deep into a shift. Long change second period. They'll have to be responsible here. Yeah, they're over the line. Pushed down the boards by Heikkinen. Julia finally gets a chance to pick it up. Now some pace for the home team. Across the red line, over the blue. Trying to get to it off the end boards. Frundell, and he was slowed up. Bjork catching up to it. On the line, the long shot just wide. Played into the circle, a man in front, unable to get it there. Frundell, he had Bjork on that weak side, and they don't quite click. Some youngsters working together on this. Sundin lifting it ahead, gathered in that center zone. Pedersen sweeps it out to his left. Takes the return, finds the red line, knifes it in. Sundin on the far side, let it run. Picked off along the wall, they'll move it back to the line. The slapper there, stopped by the netminder Yule. He kicked it out with a rebound, and Frundell was right on it. Pedersen controlling. Frundell looking low, it deflects and will get a stop at 75-76. Team that people don't expect to be in a playoff spot, but also think they might be good enough to avoid relegation concerns. We'll see. Timrå snapping it around the boards. Gathered at the line, Forsmark. He goes high to low from the low area out front, and that was a danger. Julio 4-1 over Alexa. Julio had lost 3 in a row, back in the win column. Lassananti returning from injury to play goal and get the win, spelling off a very busy Matthias Ford. And Skellefteå, the shutout from Strauss-Mann, his second this season, beats Örebro 3-0. Örebro, 5 consecutive losses. Skellefteå is at 500. They've won 3 and lost 3. The games on the go at this hour. Malmo leading and shopping 2-1. And Rögle line heading to the bench for Timrå. And the Pedersen line comes out with Hartman and Dahlin. It's Dahlin with the only goal for Timrå. 5 goals on the year. Second best in the league. Djurgården now speed in the neutral ice area. I've not said that a lot in the game. And they're in the offensive end. Put down low, heavy collision along the boards. Josefsson coming to it. It's sprung loose. Forsmark takes behind the net. Udon, Forsmark, who will sweep it around. Center ice along that left side. Really watched by Pedersen. Frundell coming over. Good defensive positioning from the young center iceman. Hard work along the boards here. Thirst for possession for these two teams. Going to roll up their sleeves and get after it. 9-4 shots in the period for Timrå. They have not scored. The only goal belongs to Djurgården in this frame. Now driving the front of it. The backhand down to make the save. A little help with the net coming loose. Sundin Turns the corner on Bjork, realizes he's got a clear path, and gets right in. Hellberg down and making an important stop. Sundin and Freij chatting it over. Freij 19. And Sundin just 21. The young defenders, part of this blue line core for Timrå. Face off one by Lander, comes to Freij. Freij will wind and fire, drives it around. On the far side, catching up to it, Jenberg from behind the net. Jenberg strong on the puck. Back for Freij, skating well. Slides it across. Sundin sizes things up. He's in and shoots. Stopped there by Hellberg. Sundin's finding some room. Skips away from Vadin. Jenberg wants it. Gets some help from Lander, but he is stripped. And here comes Djurgården to the middle of the ice. A bouncing puck. Tracking it down. Brodin. Brodin to the front, and then Yule fighting that one off. Sissons from long range. Together deep in the zone. Down heavily there and shaken up is Lilia late in the shift. Djurgården plays it out, no icing. Always dangerous when a player has hit some distance from the boards like that. Lander cans it around. Vadin on the seat. Down low, he goes with it. Jenberg had it for a moment. Stripped from him, sent to the line, kicked in there. A leaping effort to hold it in. Won't get a chance to stick around long, but they come right back. Timrå. Hard done by it in some respects to be trailing 2-1. They just about tie it here. And a lot of things right in this game. You can see where they found their success in these tight games. Won 3 straight one-goal games. They won 4 games in a row. They made their way to the nation's capital for this one. Svenska now skating back in the red and white of Timrå. Played ahead on the wing, and they're across the line to the front of the net. Here's Hartman. Hartman was streaming down between the circles and just couldn't get it to the net. Back of the goal. Dahlin trying to come away with it. Can't. It's played out of the zone by the hosts. Forsmark around it to the far side. Pedersen on it, bumped it off the boards. Forsmark takes from there and skates it well, gains the line, fires it towards. So now a mountain decline for Timrå as they try to extend their win streak to 4 straight games. What a week for this Djurgården team. Gave up 6 goals in the 3rd period in a 9-goal loss against Frölunda on Tuesday next door to SCA Arena for the largest crowd in league history. Got it together after a slow start on the road against Luleå at Timrå Arena, and won that game against the reigning champions on Thursday by a count of 4-2. Here they are with a 2-goal lead against a team that's had a great start to the season in Timrå. They change things here for Timrå, and they really don't need to change a whole lot about the rhythm. Send right in from Timrå. Back on it, Cooley goes across, now to pass up the middle of the ice. And over the line they go, driving to the net, getting the shot away, and turned away is Brodin. He used that size and strength to get to the middle of the ice. Timrå happy to still be within 2. And out for the home team. Comes to home. Down the wall and ahead. Taken on the near side. They'll work it across the line. Lundgren played it to the middle of the ice, and it came towards the goal. Yule was watching carefully. Good shift here from this 4th line, getting into the offensive zone. Daniel Brodin on the puck. He's been strong on it when he's been able to get to it. From the circle, turning, firing, and that's snatched up. Timrå finding it on the wall, physical along those boards. Shoved by Pedersen. Distributed to the wing, up it to neutral ice. Good stick there to intercept Alfons Freij. Moves it along. Pettersson's over the line. He's on his own. Pettersson shoots up high on the short side. And Hellberg kept it out. Pettersson thinking pass. Changed his mind at the last moment and just about made it 3-2. Here's Mark. Here's Wing. Now cross ice it's played. Onto it, Coudon. Made a somewhat risky pass. Now moves it along the wall. That's better for Djurgården. Djurgården across the line. Take it down low. Closed in on by Freij. He's backed away of Freij, who spent last season with Bjorklöven primarily in the second division. Skips off the boards, picked up in the circle. Long distance effort intercepted. Timrå trying to advance it. Easier said than done. Kept in. Bjork on the puck. Has a look towards the net. Bjork to the side of the goal. Artegård able to get possession. Laid it off. The lead pass behind its intended target. And Timrå stands are doing very well in this part of Stockholm. Colorful crowd. A great atmosphere at Djurgården. Try and come back here. They've got Rögle, Brynäs, and Luleå next. Djurgården in possession at the line. Sissons fires and scores! Colby Sissons shot it. I don't think he got the last touch. Anton Frundell in front. He's smiling. Win for the second time this season. Chance to improve to 4-2. Pretty basic, a shot from the line, but look at that touch. Frundell's been in some great spots on this night defensively, this time in a great spot offensively. And that's what Timrå's been missing. Artegård and Pettersson with the assists. So 4-2 now. Power play coming through. 51, and that one turned the red light on. So 2 in the game for Dahlin. It comes to Hellberg. Seen it and done it. Looking on here, trying to help to engineer a comeback back to the side of the goal, and Hellberg will dust it. 4 afternoon games, 3 evening games in the SHL on this Saturday. Leads Linköping 4-2, and Rögle leads Brynäs 2-1 in the other games. On the go at this hour, they're in period 3 as well. Here's Pettersson. Along the wall on that left side. Forsmark around for Freij. Hartman. He's back to Freij. And had now some space in the area. You don't want to have the space right there. Dahlin couldn't get it to the net. Along the wall, collected along the wall, just played to the boards, but not out. Bounced off the wall. 6 skaters out now for the traveling side. Off the boards and down the ice, scooting after it is Pettersson, but icing is called.